You're live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Clean the screen a little bit here. Don't mind me. There we go, that's better. Get my greasy face off of there. Looking for coffee. Where did my coffee go?
Where'd you put it?
It's over here. Hello. Hello. Step into my office over here. Shelly, you want to hold this one?
Yep.
We got Cyrus, my son, on Instagram, and Shelly's going to run the YouTube. Let's see.
What day is it? Is it the first day of spring today?
I don't know.
Might be.
March 20th. Just going to run through today. We don't really have questions today, but I thought I'd kind of tell you what I'm going through in the shop right now as we are preparing for another season. We're getting a lot of work done on the trucks. Now, it's not glamorous work. It's really nitpicky, meticulous work. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't want certain types of failures on the trail. Now, I know, I've heard it 100 times, 1,000 times. You know, you guys don't do hard enough stuff, or you don't do off-road trails or whatever. Yes, we do. But we're also doing everything we can to maintain these vehicles at the highest level possible, because they have to go a long way. Also, we operate on budgets around here. And with those budgets, fixing vehicles is, what's up?
People can't hear, so I think I need to turn off the heat.
Oh, they can't hear at all?
Said it's hard to hear. So one second. Sorry, guys.
That's not good. Hang tight. I'm gonna flip this around. While Shelly's shutting off the heater, we'll answer some questions. Come in closer, Cyrus. Nice sweater, though. Thank you. Just has an echo. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, the heater was running. I see a guy saying, "I can't wait to see the Sequoia build." Neither can I.
That would be cool.
Okay, much better to say. Good day from Australia. Well, good day, mate. Good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna hand this back.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Carry on. Maintenance.
Yeah, so what I do, okay, let me back up. So with the maintenance of the vehicles, we're trying to eliminate stuff that would fail due to our own ignorance. And to me, I find that as part of my own, I guess I'd call it professionality. Like I want the stuff, if it breaks while we're doing something tough or it's something out of our control and it breaks, that's one thing. But if it's something that we could have avoided or known about by listening and observing our vehicles, then that's another thing. Then I take that pretty personal that we should have been able to have that sorted before we went on a trip. So over the years I've gotten, and this is year 9 of doing this, I've gotten really as picky as possible without going crazy about it. On the vehicles and the sounds they make and everything. Like we've memorized and put ourselves in tune with the vehicles. Now, as the fleet has grown, usually that's kind of easy to do with one truck. When you get 2 trucks, it gets twice as hard. 3 trucks, you know, it just exponentially gets harder to know these vehicles intimately. But what that means is you have to start setting up just like a test sequence. And what I did this year is I wrote down a bunch of stuff that's actually on my phone of things that I want to test. So one of the first things I do is I go in and I start a truck and I listen to the engine and I listened for whines. Land Cruiser right now has a whine that we've been trying to fix for a long time. They thought it was an alternator. It's not an alternator. We replaced the alternator. Toyota was actually awesome, and they replaced the Toyota alternator for us, thinking that was the problem. But it's still there. I want to fix it, and I think it's in the power steering. I think it's power steering pump or something like that. So what that means is, you know, that it's gotten worse over time. So that's got me worried, and I don't want to be somewhere deep and remote when the power steering fails, because I heard it here. You know, I want to stay on top of it. And I have this rule, and I haven't fleshed it out very good on how to explain it, but in my own brain I have this rule that I call the 1-to-1 rule. So if you have one problem, you must fix that one problem. Don't let that one problem become another problem. Now you have a 2-to-1. And you want your vehicles to be 0 problems, right? You want it to be as perfect as you can to rolling out of the door as possible on an expedition. So, right now I've got a steering pump line on this. That's what I think it is. I'm going to go get it fixed. We're chasing it as hard as possible. Now, it might drive 40,000 miles on that steering pump line. I don't like that though, because to me it's a failure waiting to happen, because I can hear it starting to happen. So we're going to go get it fixed. The other thing we do is I just walk around and I take a flashlight. Every truck's got a Surefire flashlight in it. I take it out, and I'll get on a creeper, or you know, I don't know what you call that in Australia. Maybe they call it creepers. But you get on a creeper and you slide on your truck and you just look at it, or you put it on a rack and you just walk around and you look and you look and you look, and you're looking for problems before they ever happen. A lot of times we all get in our trucks, and if it starts to leak or do whatever, then we'll find a problem. What if you found it way before that and you could fix it? So we did just go through all these trucks, and when we did that, we found quite a bit of things. We found out that we needed to work on the Tundra's brakes, because I do a 60 to 0 hard stop twice on every truck. I load them up to be similar loads to when we are on expeditions. I go find a very safe road out in the middle of nowhere on pavement, and I shut that thing down. I hit 60 miles an hour, I hold it at 60 for a second, and then I just hit the brakes as hard as I can for a full-on emergency stop until the truck comes to a complete stop. And then I count it off when I do it. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and I just make a note of how long it takes for the truck to stop again. You'll also find, you know, on a hard stop like that, if everything's working, you know, and you want to find out there before you have to do a hard stop somewhere else. You'll also learn the timing of it. I've learned that the Tacoma stops faster than any other truck. It's the Tacoma, then the Land Cruiser, then the Tundra on the timings of the stop. I haven't done this with the 4Runner, because the 4Runner's on the way out, but we have done it in the years past. So after that, then we look around and feel the steering wheel. We look at all the gauges. We run all the windows up and down. Everything, we are meticulous with it. And we have found so many things over the years by doing this sort of thing that we have been very fortunate that on our big expeditions, we really haven't run into any major failures. Not that it won't happen in the future, but I think, you know, our preventative maintenance schedules are what has kept us from having what I would consider a stupid repair out on the trail. So, yeah.
Quick question related to this. Do you brake test when you're pulling a trailer?
Yeah, I haven't lately, because when I did the brake test right then, we were working on a trailer, but that is perfect. You should do a brake test with the trailer with a hard stop. So all of our trucks have the Red Arc Tow Pro installed in them, and it's adjustable. And they also have a, what is it called, the perpetual or momentum, I can't think of it right now, it's too early in the morning.
It's too early.
But inertia switch on theirs too. So you want to like test everything to make sure that your settings are correct on the trailer, because if you have to shut down these trucks, and typically our Overland vehicles are heavy. mostly of the time they're all way too heavy. So that dramatically affects your braking. So if you can tell and know if your trailer brakes are locking up and they shouldn't be, we'll dial that thing back. You know, just learn the behaviors of your vehicle on a hard stop before you have to in a real situation. So anyway, what else did we do? We oil and grease everything. Most of the time before every expedition, if we've been doing any sort of water, all of our fluids get 100% replaced. Oil and differentials all get swapped out because they've all been in the water. Even though we have diff breathers and elevated stuff, that's one of those things that's just preventative maintenance, and overall it's a pretty cheap replacement to do, and it's easy, so we do that every time. It does get expensive, but we know that we're not running around and doing 10,000 miles or 15,000 miles on frothy, watered down diff oil in one of our axles. You know, it's stuff like that that destroys it. Through this test this last week, I found out that the locker on the Tacoma wasn't working. It would, in a parked situation, it would turn on and it would lock and it would show solid. But as soon as you would load it and give it a little gas or go down the road with it just like 10 feet, it would start to blink. So that was a problem. You just got to put everything through its paces. And I actually kind of have a lot of fun doing this. I kind of feel like it's a critical part of the expedition. So what else? Then I log everything in my phone and in my log books. And I don't see one in here. They're not supposed to leave here, but they have. But we went and got a Write in the Rain notepad and a nice Write in the Rain book with a pin in it, and it says, do not leave the vehicle. But everything that we write on it and find out about the vehicle, we write it down in that book and the date. And we've just really started doing that this year, this religiously. But once a problem comes up, even if it's something like, I heard something weird on this day, I heard this sound start to happen, you can reference it back, and then you have the best sort of log you can to figuring out the problem. Because there's just no way, especially when there's multiple drivers driving these different vehicles, they can help report all the problems or the things that you're starting to hear, not just have it rely on one person like a Jeff or myself or whoever. So that's about it for today. I'll answer a few questions if you guys have some, and I think what I'll probably do is we're going to start a new series coming up called Proven. And now that Jeff is gone and happily married to Heather and living out of town, I'm going to start a new series with the guys here called Proven. And it's going to be a lot of things like this, proven methods and equipment that we've been using. A lot of it's the sponsored gear. But it's stuff that we really, really like and has proven itself over the years of doing Expedition Overland, and the best practices that we have through Expedition Overland. So if you guys have any ideas for what you'd like to see on that, you guys here on the live, post it if you can after the live is concluded, so then it stays there, because the questions inside of a live go away as soon as it's closed. But yeah, let us know. I'd love to hear what you'd like to see. I'm going to do 10 right off the bat, and then hopefully we'll do some more too. So, yeah, any questions?
We got the infamous question.
Uh-oh.
Tacoma or 4Runner?
Tacoma versus 4Runner?
We get this all the time.
Man. We do get it all the time. I'll tell you this. The 4Runner is built extremely well. It's still manufactured in the Toyota plants in Japan. And there is something to the fit and finish of a Toyota 4Runner. They're very similar to the fit and finish of a Land Cruiser, just like how tight they are and just how well made they are. The Tacoma is also well made, but you can tell a difference between the quality of the fit and finish a bit in between the 4Runner and the Tacoma. But the Tacoma has much higher degree of utility, just being a truck naturally. I am a avid Tacoma fan. So while I love the 4Runner, I've got Rufio sitting over there. If I had to, they all know what 4Runners look like. If I had to pick one, I'm a Tacoma guy though. So especially with the habitat on the back and being able to live inside of the back of a truck, that is the ticket for me. But that's really tough to say. 4Runners and Tacomas, they are just both excellent in what they are, but they are hard to compare. You'd almost, it's one of those things that if you could own both of them, you should, because they're just, both of them are awesome. If you want to drive and have multiple people inside of a vehicle for a long time, take the 4Runner. If you want to go wheeling and haul a bunch of stuff, you take the Tacoma. So it's, they're tough answers.
It is tough. Any questions you've seen, Si, come up that look interesting?
Would you ever do a trip with fans? Maybe if they bring their own vehicles.
Yeah, we've actually talked about that a couple times. We're looking at maybe doing something like that in the future, for sure. Right now, our schedules are just so tight and so insane to get everything done that I don't know where that would be this year. But perhaps what we'll end up doing there sooner than later is a meetup of some kind. Like, hey, we're going to be here. If you guys want to come check us out or go hang out or whatever, just sit around a campfire for the night, we're going to be here for a night. So, and we'll just kind of announce that. I could see us doing that probably this year. So, any other
Awesome.
One more question?
Is the Tundra too big for some trails?
Yes. Is the Tundra too big for some trails? Yes. I mean, I don't know if I would take the Tundra on the Rubicon Trail, but it does 95. It has done every trail that we have gone on, and it would do every trail that we have gone on with Expedition Overland so far. It would travel the world and do everything. So a lot of times, go on a little bit of a rant here. We get, I hear a lot of like, overlanding is just trails. Overlanding is just trails. What kind of trails can it do? If you're looking at doing just US specific stuff, that really does come into play, perhaps some more, because you're gonna eventually need to go down some pretty tough trails to keep expanding your horizons. If you're doing global stuff, that becomes less of an issue, because now you're looking at a platform and a build style that accommodates living out of a vehicle for a very long period of time. Like, look at our South America stuff. We didn't do anything super technical. There were times when there was a technical option here or there, and we would take it, but we're not building our vehicle around those obstacles. So we're building it for touring and long distance hauling and being in the backcountry and living well out of a truck. That's different from building a truck that can do every single trail. Because frankly, a truck that's built for those wouldn't be fun to travel in long distance all the time. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, last one.
Okay.
Cyrus, ask your dad if he would be willing to give El Salvador another chance.
Absolutely. I'd totally give El Salvador another chance. We were in El Salvador for a very short period of time. Didn't necessarily meet the greatest people at that time, and frankly, the people that we met were ex-U.S. Pats. So
Not fair.
it's not else. People from El Salvador, awesome part of the world for sure, and we didn't spend enough time there to give enough to give any country like a real good run for the money. Well, that's what we think of it, but short answers, of course we would.
All right. Awesome.
Sweet. Well, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this quick update. Really gleaned some stuff. It's kind of a test run on some other things that we're going to try and do. But a lot of people are out on spring break. I hope you're having fun, and we'll catch you here next week.
All
See ya.
right. See ya.